Hello everyone and welcome to the Ohio Grand Prix, the season finale for the 2022 International Racing League. Two drivers and only two drivers are in contention for the title, Bulgar Daniel and Danny Marco. Marco is 50 points back from Daniel. However, considering where Daniel is qualified today, Bulgar winning the championship may not be a certainty. Other than that, there's a huge amount of one-offs in this race, and in fact, they outnumber the regular drivers. Something we've seen a lot of pre-COVID. After the COVID pandemic, we didn't really see a lot of it. Now, it looks like we're back to our old ways. With everything taken care of, this also might be the last time we ever race at the Cleveland Berkeley Front Airport, due to, the weather conditions haven't been particularly great all weekend. And plus, there's been this track has been bought, or the airport has been bought out, and it's going to be made into a wind farm. So this race will not be the finale next year, and there's a few talks of what tracks will be, mainly the Cape Cod Raceway over in Massachusetts, and the Minnesota Speedway Park over in, of course, St. Cloud, Minnesota. That being said, let's take a look at the starting grid. On the front row, Max Benson and Raul Carroll. Benson is a one-off driver. Raul Carroll is going for the Independence Trophy. Row 2, Scotty Waller and Les James. Waller, teammate to Max Benson, and James is a Australian supercar driver. Row 3 has Casey James and Jackson Storm. James won the season opener at Fontana earlier this year, while Jackson Storm is trying to beat Carroll to the Independence Trophy. Formula A, while Elijah also races in the Australian supercars, he's a rival to Les James. Row 5 has rookie Tommaso Hofer. Hofer turned 18 only a week ago, making him eligible for this race, and he's shown he is quite quick. Shoot to the rookie on his outside. So going for the Independence Trophy. Row 6 has Aiden Jackson and Matah Hotep. Jackson's the only representative for Gary Snyder's team in his last race. Hotep has made all the special events. Row 7 has Avoco Gorgonev and Carlos Rodriguez. Rodriguez is the only representative of Universal Motorsports. Row 8, Balsadu and Snowway, a pair of Disney Motorsports teammates. They're trying to prevent Carroll from winning the title so their teammate, Dolores Madrigal, could win the Independence Trophy. Row 9 has Danny Marco and James Brown. Danny Marco is trying to go for the championship. He has 50 points to make up, but if you remember back in 2007, Ayapo and Selmy had to make up 55 points and did so successfully. On his outside is a one-off James Brown. Row 10, James Alex and Ivor Panders. Alex runs for the Alex Motorsport. His father owns the team. Panders is driving for Scandinavia Sport. Row 11, Brendan Bull and Vihu Ryujo. Ryujo is an outsider to win the Independence Trophy, while Bull is just running this race for his own leisure. Row 12 has Keegan Reagan and Anna Bascom. Reagan is an Independence Trophy driver, and though she's not really getting for the title, while Bascom made one start this year, and that was at Grand Frederick. Row 13 is Inky Arison and Dave Grainer. Arison is part of Scandinavia Sport, looking to help Daniel win the title, while Grainer is the son of this team's future owner. Row 14, Dave Fryer and Lightning McQueen. Fryer, one-off Lightning McQueen, making his last professional start. Row 15, Scotsman, Bob Michaels and Victoria Antonov. Michaels is running for the Dodge Junior team, which might have a driver be their third driver for next season, while Victoria Antonov is the only representative from Toyota, both the proper team and the junior team. Row 16 has Fred Jones and Raymond Lehman. Jones was going for the Independence Trophy, but didn't really have a lot of good showings, so he's really not in contention. Raymond Lehman's car is multiple teams running as one. Roy Inc. and Team Star USA have put some money on this car. Row 17, John Ox and Penn Harrington. Ox is running for the Power Technology team. Penn Harrington, one off, very little manufacturer and sponsor support, managed to make the grid. John Rashal and Vladimir Vothanov are on the next row. Rashal, one off, Vothanov is going for the Independence Trophy. Row 19 holds the interesting story of Chet Benny. Chet runs in a whole bunch of local short tracks, and with the money given to him by most of Cleveland, he got him into the field. UC O'Rourke is going for the Independence Trophy. Row 20 has the 2007 champion of Ayapo and Selmy, and Ryan Rickshaw is on his outside for Team Star USA, their only representative. And on the last row of the grid, Bulgar Daniels, who is going for the championship. She needed to use a provisional to get into this race. On her outside is the winner of the LCQ, kart driver Gabriel Chaquez. With that being said, those are all the 42 stars and cars starting the season finale for the 2022 International Racing League. I'd like to thank everyone who's been part of this journey, as now The cars have got their engines fired. You can see them rolling down the way. And Max Benson, car 220, driving a Buick for Old School Racing, is going to lead the field to the green flag and run away for the final time this season. Even start throughout the field. Looks like Carroll is trying to make a move on the outside. The 202 of Waller going underneath the 202 or the 220. But for teammates, Carroll fits the outside. Looks like the Old School Racing teammates that are going to begin to pull away from the field as we're 3 or 4 wide behind them. Kind of what we came to expect here at Cleveland. Bulgard Daniel all the way back in the field. Oh, did not make it in on time. Had to use a professional to get into this race. She's going to try to make her way through the field. She only needs to be 17th or higher to lock up the championship, while Marco needs to finish on the top 2 to have any hope of winning the championship. Bob Michaels' 121 car making a move on Ivor Panders. Nope, he loses it by himself. Cars scattle out of the way, and looks like everyone makes it through. No other damage. Meanwhile, Raul Carroll at the front of the field, going for the Independence Trophy. He currently runs 3rd. He leads the Independence Trophy, but he might not after this. He's wide. Here comes Les James in the 100 car. Les James is a star in the Australian supercars. He's going to try to go around the outside of the 066. Looks like Carroll is going to successfully defend off the Australian. Carroll is a rally driver and a rally champion as himself. Probably the most successful rally champion the World Rally Championship has seen. James fighting back on the outside. Carroll is going to have the advantage entering this technically turn 3. Now turn 4, a left-hander. James is going to have the momentum. Casey James, no relation, is going to have a run on the 100 car. Patah Hotep, as we mentioned, has made every single special event in this 239 car. He's dealing with the 999. He's got Danny Marco behind him. Marco needs to be in the top 2 to have any chance of winning the championship. Close call for Hotep. As you were mentioning, though, if Marco finishes the top 2, he has a chance to win the title, assuming Bulgard has no points. But if Bulgard finishes in the top 17, she's champion no matter what. As Rashaw and Lehman make contact, that was a little over-ambitious. As someone else piled in there, don't know who it was. I think it was Chet Penny, the 232. Here's another look at it. Raymond throws a way too deep contact the 910. As Ayapa and Selmy is reporting someone's leaking fluid. Looks at the 96. Chet Penny definitely does that car involved. Here is the 32 car of James Brown. He's hitting the pits. Danny Marco drawing the inside of Hotep. This is for position. Very crucial for Marco. I think this is for 15th or something like that. He's got John Ox in the pits. The Power Technology car looks like he was leaking something. His day is done. Waller, Carroll, and Casey James, have all caught up to the lap car of John Rashaw, who is jamming the 202 up a little bit. However, he is only a tenth slower than these guys, so they really can't throw the blue flags for the 910 because it's not horribly off the pace, which is probably annoying all 3 of these guys. As someone got loose at that green car, it's Waller. Looks like he keeps under control, but James might have a run on Carroll, and he's got the Australian James behind them. Les James, side by side, entering turn 1, which is occasionally called the Vortex by some of the open road guys. Not a lot of stock car drivers just call it the hairpin. Anyway, battle for 3rd has continues between Carroll and both the James. Tommaso Ho for the pink cars in the background. He'll get a little bit more time in a bit. Casey James on the outside of the 066, entering turn 3. Waller still cannot get past the Waller cannot get past the 910 still. James trying to make a move on Carroll. Almost every independent trophy driver wants to see this, because if the less Carroll scores, it's better it is for everyone else. Dave Grainer, car number 91, as we mentioned in the grid piece, his father, Lou Grainer, will be purchasing this team at the end of the year. However, it looks like the 91 is entering the pits. Raul Carroll now is starting to make ground on Scully Waller, excuse me, thanks to this 910 car, but the 910 is also pulling away a little bit from that 202. So Waller can't ask for any blue flags, but he is going to sled wide in the dirty air of the 202. Here comes Carroll down the inside. He'll take second that lap, not third. Demotes Waller to 3rd place though. Good move made by Carroll. Waller's falling back though. Waller has raced a little bit of endurance racing in the past. Here's Les James, the 101, blowing smoke. So it looks like this 100 team put everything they had into making the race, because this car only lasts a grand total of like 4 laps. Meanwhile, Fred Jones is now attacking Penn Harrington. This is deeper in the field for like around 30th or something. still, huge deal for Harrington to make the field. This 045 car really has no money compared to the cars around them, maybe not the 963. However, Harrington fighting Bascom. Fred Jones trying to have a peek. Harrington gets a little bit loose, though nothing major. As now, Jones has a run the 045. Rickshaw looking to make a run on the pair of them, though it doesn't. Oh, contact! Rickshaw and Jones make some contact. There's some damage to the rear end of the 86, maybe some front end damage to the 84. And, oh, shot again. So something happened between these two, because that's the second time Rickshaw just drove into the 86. So some big back rear end damage on a car 86. I don't know if there's any on Rickshaw's machine, but he's still gonna fight him. Entering the last chicane, Rickshaw moving over on the 86. I wonder if there was a bump and run earlier stages. Lap 8, we are starting. This is at the end of lap 8 between Carroll and Waller. We reported that James went on lap 4. We were mistaken, that was lap 7. Carroll off the road. Here comes Waller. He's going to take second that lap. Really easy when you throw your car off into the gravel every 5 seconds. That last turn has been catching a lot of people out, and I wonder if being an airport has anything to do with that. Not a lot of grip out there. Despite all the qualifying races we won, it's Tommaso for way wide on the exit of turn 1. So, a lot of cars sliding. Bro Carroll, as we mentioned, is going for the Independence Trophy. He'll be running in kart next year for the same team Dan Connolly runs in the IRL, that being Mark Shire Racing, as Waller wide. Runs at turn wide. Carroll has a run in the 066. On the inside, the very patriotic-looking number 066. Waller's going to try to fight him off in the Buick. But it looks like he's going to hold him off for now. Carroll has to jump off the throttle to prevent him from running himself wide. Max Benson, the 220, has checked out, by the way. Benson basically... Well, when second and third place have been squabbling with the entire race, Benson really has had the opportunity to streak away from the field, and he's pulled up an absolutely massive gap of around like 15 seconds already. That 220 car is flying. Waller ride again, and Carroll says, "Thank you very much. I'll take second now." Deeper in the field, who are we looking at? Casey James. This is about the same time as the second's happening. Casey James throws it wide, and here comes Hofer. Here comes Astor. Leo Astor, four-wheel driver. They're going to get 3 wide down this main straightaway. James, you might think he has the advantage on the inside, but most of this track is run of where can you avoid the bumps and who carries the most momentum. 3 wide coming down turn 2. This is turn 2. This little right-hand kink. Now entering 3. Astor backs out. James makes a lunge on the Italian. Hofer keeping his foot in it, though. Doing a really good job. It looks like Casey James is going to hold off the pair of them. Here's Penn Harrington blowing up right in front of the points leader. This is going to... Harrington is running around 22nd at the time, and an engine failure is going to take the Brit out. Huge disappointment for this team. They were celebrating just making it into the field. Here's Danny Marco, a bit sideways, though he keeps it under control. Brandon Bull does not. And the 79 jumps up to 14th with that move. And it's going to try to make a move around Carlos Rodriguez if Rodriguez messes up making a move on Belcedo. This is deep. No, this is in front of him. Hofer is starting to cause a bit of a traffic jam. He's got Ian Elijah, he's got Jackson Storm, he's got Shooter Rookie, and he's got Aiden Jackson behind him. Jackson under pressure from Chidarookie. This is about crucial battle for these two because this is for the Independence Trophy. Aiden Jackson, well, he doesn't have a ride lined up next year. It was heavily rumored that Jackson would be going to Ferrari to replace Brady Thorne, but Ferrari really hasn't made any mention of it. And the fact that he's not in the third Ferrari kind of raises a few questions. The third Ferrari, none of the Ferraris qualified. Brady Thorne crashed in her qualifier, and then Chris Rigazzoni made it to the LCQ but didn't do too hot, and Baguette wasn't fast enough. There's a smoking car, that's Harrington though, traveling their way back to the pits. I don't think Storm expected that one though, because he's got that car also to side with. There also might be oil down there, but considering, well, a good amount of cars are running wide, but that has been happening all weekend. Side by side, entering turn 1, Shooter Rookie. This is important for the for the Independence Trophy, as Jackson and Velka Gorgonov are fighting for position behind these two. Both running good, strong runs. Storm on the inside might have the advantage, but let's say Todoroki's barely ahead of him, entering turn number 3. Todoroki doing everything he can. He's going to be running in a Road Endurance Championship next season, trying to defend his championship over there. Still side by side, a little sideways from the 077. Going to Hunter take the spot, or actually keep the spot. Danny Marco still running relatively well. Still in 14th. He's still trying to get around the 62 of Belcedo and the 95 of Carlos Rodriguez. Rodriguez has been confirmed he'll be returning to a test driving role in this 95 car for University of Motorsports next year, which is a good thing. Rodriguez done quite well. Oh, way wide again. So did Rodriguez. That took Sedu out of the throttle. Marquez gonna get to both of them. Coming down the main straight all by himself. Rodriguez was watching his mirrors. Sedu, I don't think was expecting that checked up, and Daniel Marco says, "Thank you very much. I'll take both of you." So Marco up to 11th as Tommaso Hofer's in trouble. Don't know what's wrong with the 3017, but he's slow. He's trying to get the car refired. He's trying to stay out of the way of everyone, doing a successful job, but the car is going to stall on track, and that's going to drag out a caution. First caution, lap 14. As you can see, several cars hit the pits right as the caution came out, and Benson hit the pits as soon as the yellow light came on, but he would be able to hold the lead as we come to take the restart. Lap 16 of 64 is completed as we're waiting for the scoreboard to refresh. There it is, lap 17 now. Dave Grainer got restarted second. First through 6 didn't pit because they pitted right as they're coming to the right as the caution came out. Grainer making a move on Benson. Looks like not going to work though, or maybe not. That 32 car had a look as James Brown had a look on the 91, but really nothing comes of it. But Grainer's holding even with the 220. Dave Grainer, who runs in the kart series for his father's team, is doing an exceptional job trying to take the lead to Max Benson. Take the lead from Max Benson, but that 220 car is slightly more powerful. Deep in the field, Bulgrid Daniels. Pit stops here didn't help her that much. The 020 got savaged in front of her. I think James Alex had a moment and Rihucha reacted. But we have a plethora of cars. That's her teammate behind her. That is Ivor Panders, who almost won the Gravit City Grand Prix this year if it wasn't for being wiped out by Ptahotep. As we got someone ran up ahead because everyone's taking avoiding action. I don't know who it is. We're gonna get a replay of it though, and it might involve Vic Garrison, the other Scandinavian sport driver. Let's see, trying to make a move on the 90. Checks up to see she doesn't run to the back of him or her, and around she goes off the bumper of Brandon Bull. So emotional damage to the 99. Our 33 car lead, another spin behind him. Dave Fire comes, Fire loses control, hits UC Oroki, nowhere for Raymond Lehman to go, but into the side of the 018. Oroki is done for the day, as Lightning McQueen still making a move for third on Victoria Antonov. As we mentioned in the grid piece, this is Lightning McQueen's last professional start. He's going to go to running his racing school that's over in Radiator Springs, California. McQueen, 7-time ARL champion. A lot of 7-time champions over in that series because Jarrett Jackson is also a 7-time champion. Those two had a great rivalry throughout the years. Nice to see McQueen retiring and doing something he's always enjoyed, which is teaching the next generation as he takes third from Victoria. He might come back in the future, we don't know yet, though McQueen has been having a blast all weekend. As Ingi Eriksson, let's see, entering the final turn, around she goes, along with Oroki, along with Vatanov, Rashal joins in there. I think the last they just reacted to the 33, but that was kind of embarrassing. Dave Grainer currently went second, however, he pitted the earliest out of everyone, and thus he's going to pit now. I wonder if Grainer was expecting a little bit more of a smash fest, and going off the LCQ and a few of the other qualifiers, I wouldn't blame him. Waller and Bascom also pit on this lap, though those are scheduled. Top 10 is Danny Marco at the moment, but that isn't enough. He needs to get inside the top 2 to have any hope of having the title, and it wouldn't matter because I think the 79 is running inside the top 15 at the moment. Carroll runs a bit wide. Here comes Casey James after trying to follow the 303 just for a bit of draft. As we come down the main straight around the outside of 066, we're also getting reports that the reason why Bascom pit wasn't scheduled, there was something leaking from the 963. So there's that to keep an eye on. However, Wallers and Greeners were scheduled. James takes the spot away from the 066. Here comes Bulgar Daniel on a run on the 95. This is for 14th. Daniel would hold the championship right now as if things stood. Not if she does that. Bulgar Daniels, the points leader, is around. That is going to be costly. I don't know how far she's going to fall down the order. There's the 281. She's going to be right, looks like right outside the top 20. Casey James now trying to make a move on Victoria Antonov and does that. James now gonna get passed again by Rocarol. That car looks a little too loose. He's been doing that way more often than everyone else. Here is Brendan Bull, the 999 car. And in the last turn, he's pitting. So expect the leaders in a few laps because he, well, that Ford is really fast, but doesn't really get good fuel economy. Jack Storm, that car got twitchy all of a sudden. He manages to hold on to that. Here comes Ian Elijah, the 777. Around the, no. Here comes Marco. Elijah thought about it, but hesitated because Marco had a huge run. Marco's going to try to take it 3 wide. Elijah backs off. Storm sliding that car over the place. Elijah has around the 200. Ian Elijah does a nice little crossover move on the 200. There he is. Though it doesn't look like he's going to have the momentum, and Danny Marco is going to go for 5th now. Oh, this would be P5. Nice move, though, by Marco. Marco is going to get 1 place, maybe. Elijah has a run on him again. Here's Lightning McQueen now. Car number 09. He bails for the pits on lap 28. And I think Victoria Antonov's pitting with him. Yes, she is. On lap... also on lap 28. Carul runs wide. Here comes Astor. This time I think that was just mere driving, though, from the 066, not someone being ahead of him. Astor trying to fight for it on the outside. I think Astor got a little loose entering turn 1, but managed to keep it going straight. And here comes the here comes the 114. Yeah, Stark Enterprises entry. Entering turn 2. Astor ahead of Carl, and well, he's gonna take 2nd now. Looking at Aiden Jackson now, this 98 car, great run for the send-off the Gary Snyder team. He is running inside the top 10 at the moment as a 220 car of Max Benson, having a nice serene drive. It looks like they're getting ready for him in the pit lane. So Max Benson will pit and lap 29. Casey James is going to follow him in the 303, and so would Bulgar Daniel. Leo Astor, now the 114, he is going to pit on lap 31. Or excuse me, lap 30. So does the 79. Bulgar Daniels, though, is going to be holding the championship lead after this great pit stop. Casey James slides wise again. Here comes Danny Marco. There's the scoreboard on the right-hand side. This is for 8th. James hit a horrible stop. However, we have to remember some of these cars ahead of him have yet to pit. Mainly McQueen, and actually it's only McQueen. Though James is going to have well, James not running down. That's the only Toyota Victoria Antonov's. James Brown hits the pits, and there goes the 303 again. There's a lot of handling problems with this 303 car. I don't know why. They won the they would have won Golden State if they didn't have a penalty. So Casey James is another position, and James Brown hits the pits a few laps later as we're waiting. Here's the 220 entering the pits. Remember, these are all the cars that have yet to pit. That pitted under this caution, last caution. Marco and Astor also pit along with the 220. A few laps later, when Lightning McQueen on lap 36 is going to hit the pit lane. There he goes, nice and smooth. Nothing wrong with that. And Jackson Storm stays out, though. He's going to make an attack run on Casey James, who throws it wide again. Nothing new over there. This is the battle for 2nd, and looks like Storm has it. Nice move made by the 200. No, James makes a dive bomb, but is a little too far to make it work. Storm holds 2nd, I believe. However, he's now caught behind Velko Gorganev, who I think is a lap down. Yes, she is. This is on lap 39. He slides wide. Here comes James. Panders and Stunod behind them, watching this battle unfold side by side down the main straight. Entering turn 1, James is ahead before they even get to the apex. So, showing how much the grass can kill your momentum. Entering this turn again, our wide goes to 303, and Storm has the run. And we're getting reports from race control that Velka Gorgonov has been giving a black flag for ignoring blue flags. Yeah, boy. First time we've seen that all year, I believe. James holds the position though, and Storm gonna fall in second or third. Panders behind him. So a nice small run. Bolger Daniel's also now starting to run wide, but I think that's on her own accord. I don't know why, and she's getting passed by the 220. This is the battle for 9th between Bolgred and Benson. Bolgred needs to hold position, and she will definitely be the world champion. Catch is, well, she needs to pit. Well, Marco doesn't at the moment. So, she's going to hold off, though, the 220. I'm not sure if this is for pride or if there's some sort of strategy to do this, but Benson going to get the run on the outside after they as they enter turn 2, entering turn 3. And Daniel isn't going to try to fight it. Smart move on her part. Meanwhile, well in front of these guys is Valsedu. Oh, that car got loose. Runs it wide, I think maybe trying to wreck it. Here comes Snow White, her teammate. And the 312. Side by side down the main straight. Lap 42. And looks like White is well out of the 60. Nope, White overshoots the turn. Here comes Sedu. Nice move made by her. Side by side, Sedu holds the spot. Or excuse me, Sedu loses the spot. Snow White gains the spot. Though she makes it she makes a lunge, but she also overdrives the corner. Casey James pits lap 43, along with basically everyone else, including the Bolger Daniels. Shoot to the rookie though will pit on the end of lap 43 from the race lead. Tommaso Hofer ahead of him. Hofer has made a great clawback to the field. Remember, he didn't lose a lap when he had the mechanical issue earlier. Anyway, 77 pits, and this is ahead of him. Well, this is the next lap. Tommaso Hofer, John Rachal, and Anna Bascom all fighting for, I think this is the last point spot. So Hofer, despite not going for points, is making a great crawl through the field, showing the power that Cromwell had and probably would be in contention for a podium. Battle of Murphy's Law didn't happen, though. He slides it a bit wide. Here comes Rachal, and here comes Bascom. 3 wide down the straightaway. I don't think the 910's handling all that too well, considering all the back-end damage on the on that car. But still, entering turn 3, Hofer clears both of them in a nice move, as Rachal is still sliding over the place in the 910 car. Meanwhile, here's Patah Hotep and Brendan Bull doing battle. Contact and more damage to both of them. Actually, to be fair, Patah didn't have any damage earlier until the 999 did that. The Bull does definitely have some more damage. He gains some earlier. Orochi's going to try to split them. You see Orochi not having a great race, despite him going for the Independence Trophy, and Orochi, and it's a good 2-for-1 because 2 idiots couldn't, or at least let me rephrase that. But 999 decided it would be a good idea to drive through the 239, and it looks like the Fortner crew is calling him in. Doesn't surprise me, considering all the front-end damage on this 999 car. Further up the field, we're looking at, here's the scoreboard. Who are we looking at? Yeah, here we're looking at Jackson Storm under attack from Ivar Panders. This is lap 45. Storm trying to hold off the 21. This is right up to the top 10, I believe. Looking at the scoreboard, looks like that is. Right up to the top 5, or right to the top 10, because the 62 car is ahead of them. And that is, well, that is 10. Storm holds off 46. Or excuse me, the 21, or lap 46, excuse me. And it's gonna try to pull away from the actually the 99's ahead of him. So this is for 12th. I'm going to have to guess. And there's Bolgred Daniel. So Bolgred is currently in a championship position. As now, Elijah is taking 10th away from the 62. Storm has her own the Victoria. I don't know, but isn't close enough. 4 wide behind them. Here's another view of that. or this is actually a lap later. Bulgrid, Dave Grainer, the 95 of Carlos Rodriguez. Actually, this might be the same lap. No, this is a different lap. These guys were 4 wide earlier. Bob Michaels was the reason why they were going 4 wide. This is the battle for, I want to say 16th? No, 17th. 95 ranked 17th in line. Bulgrid 18th. Doesn't matter though. Because it is now physically impossible for Danny Marco to lead the most laps. The only thing Bulgrid needs to do, finish 18th or higher. She's currently running the high. As long as she doesn't have any silly spins, she will be the champion. As Danny Marco is desperately trying to get into the top 2. Unfortunately, though, it may be all for naught. Effectively, where Bulgrid's winning, he needs to win the race, and that's probably not going to happen. As the leader's teammate, Scotty Waller, is now attacking Casey James, who went wide for about the gazillionth time today. Ian Elijah right there. This is about for 8th. 303 car. Casey James. The handling has to be gone, or something must be damaged in this 303 car, because he is sliding over the place, and then the 90 car might be the reason why. Waller gets past the 303. Elijah probably going to try to follow suit, but I don't think it's close enough. And car 302 up into 8th. Max Benson is going to pit the 220 at the end of lap 49. Astor is going to join him in, and here comes that's Danny Marco. He's currently behind, I think that's the 018, yes it is. And here he comes entering the pits. Worth noting that those 3 cars, and along with everyone else to pit lap, might have some possible fuel concerns. Shoot to the Rookie is going to pit around a few laps later, and well, he is clear of fuel concerns, so does the 75. Lenny McQueen also joined these guys in pitting, so basically everyone after Shoot to the Rookie should not have to have any concern about fuel. Despite this, Max Benson holds the lead. Here is Leo Astor, the Formula A driver. Doing a great job. He's trying to actually get into Formula X next year. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Stark Enterprises is going to hold on to him for a few more years, because I don't think there's enough room on the grid at the moment. However, that being said, Leo Astor is having a pretty good drive, honestly. Nothing too bad's happening to it. Never mind. Engine's gone. Car number 114. Astor almost won Graphic City, but a late latest caution delayed that, and looks like he's not going to be a winner today. As Casey James is once again under attack by guess who? Scully Waller. And guess what he does? He drives off the road. There's Waller though, but Waller has had a much better run coming down the main straight. I don't think it's close enough, however. I think that trip into the grass also kind of, derailed any of his attack jams. There's the 018 Dave Fire exiting the pits. They did some extended work with what remains of that car. That scared, I think, Casey James, because James went wide, and here comes Waller. Casey James is not having a fun time out there, if you can't tell. This is Danny Marco, car 79. He runs 5th, but his valiant charge is probably going to be all for naught, because despite a spin and despite starting second to last, Bulgard Daniels is running inside the top 15. Let's see, Shooter Rookie is trying to navigate traffic being Vija Ryujo and someone else, and he misses his braking point. McQueen smells blood being second. Here comes the 09. McQueen with a run, side by side, entering the left-hander. I don't think he's maybe. They're still side by side. Shooter Rookie's going to try to go on the wrong way to get the momentum for this turn. Keeps it pointed straight, which is more than we see from some people today. McQueen trying to do the same thing to the Rookie does, and will do so successfully, but that 077 might be slightly more powerful than the Dodge under McQueen's hood, and he's going to hold on a second. What a move to McQueen. Nice and aggressive, what we've come to expect him, but however, he has been dispatched by Carol, who sniped him. Clean racing at the front of the field, though to the Rookie. Ooh, Rookie slides a bit on the grass. Here comes the 066, I would assume. Yes, he does. Carol on the outside. Entering turn 1, though, I think this 077 just has a bit more power by the time they get into this turn. McQueen just out of frame, I think just sitting back and watching and hoping these two run over each other, which is a very big possibility. There's McQueen, there's Marco. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, all within view. 6th and 7th also in view, as Todoroki is going to try to get around the lap car of Fuji Harujo, who's also been trying to get around the lap car of Brendan Bull, who has no front end because of his own stupidity. Ryujo, I think the blue flag's for Bull. I'm not sure why he's not paying attention, because this is the second time Todoroki has messed up that turn, and the second time he's been pounced on by Karo. However, Karo's attack is going to fail. R99 has to pit, and the dying stage of the race, not enough fuel to make it. Lap 58, kind of a shame for her last start in a while, because we don't know what Victoria Antonov is going to be doing for a while. Meanwhile, looks like the leaders being the top 5, have finally been able to dispatch this 020 car, who I think has given up. Marco goes a bit wide. Here comes James Brown in his debut. James Brown's been doing a quietly good job. This 32 car. Though Marco is going to be able to hold him off. Though he's going to try again, looking in the inside of the 79 to no avail. Daniel Marco doing everything in his power to try to hold on to 5th. Though no matter what, it's never going to be enough. He's made a great charge to the field to get to where he is, but Bulgar Daniel has just been so consistent over the last few weeks. It's going to be really hard at the top of the 7. It's going to, unless something really weird's happening, like pit strategy. I think the championship might be Marco's. However, McQueen got held up by the 020. Marco's going to make a contest out of this. Here it comes. McQueen shuts the door. Brown might have a run down the inside of the 32. Ryujo for some reason is racing the leaders like he's involved in this. I'm going to hold up the 32. McQueen holding up the 79. I don't think he realizes the 32's there. And if he does, well, Ryujo's taking care of that herself. Or himself. Though it's starting to get annoying. James Brown says screw it, 3 wide nearing turn 3. Ryujo almost whips at the 79. That car's all sorts of out of control. Marco sees an opportunity on McQueen, not close enough. Ryujo fights the 32 for some forsaken reason. I don't think he knows what a blue flag is even if you threw it in his face. But Marco is going to hold off the 32 car. Tommaso Hofer. We mentioned earlier that he's been doing a great job fighting his way through the field. After having that we think was a flat tire that damaged some of the toe link, but he's doing a great job in this 317 for debut. Brandon Bull does something predictable and throws it up. Max Benson stuck in traffic, and Bascom I think sees him as letting him get. Oh, whoa! Benson almost loses air on the lap cars, giving himself and literally his team a heart attack. Though he's a 30-something second lead, and it's not going to stop him. Max Benson. Cars look completely different. Benson rounds the last turn here at Cleveland, runs a bit in the grass. Now he's starting to make mistakes, but it's a good time to make them now, as he will win the Ohio Grand Prix. Danny Marco, car number 79, is going to come across the line. He's going to round the final turns here, as I think Garrison is supposed to do him, is wiping the wall. Danny Marco comes home 5th, but it won't be enough. Bulgar Daniel, the Norwegian, has 2 Formula X titles and a IRL title. She's going to add a second IRL title to her resume. Bulgar Daniel is a 2-time International Racing League World Champion. And just to prove how dominant Benson's victory was, 25 seconds over Todoroki. Karo runs out the podium while McQueen will get a very solid result indeed for his last start. Marco runs at the top 5. Belsidou, Elijah, Brown, Waller, and Panders run up the top 10. As you can see, 75 of Bulgar Daniel made her way up to 12th because some drivers' pit strategies were beginning to let them down. Panders, her teammate, Austin started deep in the field and comes out 10th. Also, Ryan Rickshaw started 40th, comes home 24th with a few points. Let's take a look at the driver standings after this race to join the top 30. Danny Marco has, despite the Team Rocket illegal cars, it has been a very solid season for Marco, Daniel, Misana, Elling, and Ormond. Casper Ackerman in his final season will get home 11th in that underfooted operation. Brandy Thorne and 10th is the first former drivers' champion to not win a race in her next season. Wesley Joel is proving that he is ready for the jump up to the main Toyota team. As you look for your favorite driver, I like to again say thank you to all those who participated in the season and watched the races in the season. I know this season ran a little bit longer than I wanted to run it, but shit happens. That's the best way to put it. The 2023 International Racing League season will return in the near future, and until I see you again, my name is Richard Lehman. We will catch you next time.